Hello and welcome back to Hearthstone. My name's Lumin and right now we jump into our collection manager and we're going to have a look at SuperBUFF Volume 1. This is my latest and greatest. This is the warrior deck I've been playing with, or playing around with, for the past couple of days, and I absolutely love it. And that name. That name! I like it. Okay. This is my licorice tea. Ooh. Just as good, if not better, than I remember it being. Because it has been a while. And absence in this case truly has made my heart grow fonder. Anyway, Inner Rage, 2 of them. I consider that a buff. Execute, just because I need some removal. Whirlwind, well, because I've got some stuff that gets affected by it, and it helps execute out. It also helps clear out those low health minions. It's just a good card. Young Priestess, terrible card, but it seems to have a place in my deck. Once again, a minion that has a buff of some sort that applies to a different minion that's in play. But it is kind of weak, flimsy, dies very easily. Fiery War Axe is kind of just there as removal once again as well, and it also synergizes reasonably well with some of the other stuff in the deck, but that and the Young Priestess, those are the 2 that I would consider removing, I guess, or maybe Slam. Then I got Rampage in here, which is just overpowered as heck. It just is. I love it. I love pulling a Rampage out when they think they've got me. But they don't. I know they don't have me because I got a Rampage in my hand. You can use it to buff your minion up, to take out a Taunter that's perhaps much bigger than it. You can use it to deal a whole lot more damage to your opponent. You don't need to cast a minion, get it in play, and buff it up immediately, then attack. No, you don't need to do that. And that is why Rampage is set up the way it is, to make it perfect. It's a surprise boost. And I like that. That's what I like the most about it. How unexpected it is. Then there's Slam, deal 2 damage. If the minion survives, draw a card. Kinda good once again. Also synergizes really well with the rest. Armorsmith, whenever a friendly minion takes damage, gain 1 armor. Straightforward. I like the fact that it's a 1/4. That's a lot of health. It's quite survivable. Quite durable. Cruel Taskmaster, also just one of those cards that's really, really good at the moment. You can deal 1 damage. Once again, there's that damage, and you can buff that minion up again. Then there are a couple of bigger minions down here that I'll show you in just a second. And you'll notice that this is a very, very cheap deck, but there's a reason for that. There's the Master Swordsmith. At the end of your turn, give a friendly minion +1 attack. Sort of the same as the Young Priestess, except for attack. Battle Rage. Probably the best card ever. Draw a card for each damaged character. So for each damaged minion and hero, you draw a card. The one problem I've had with this deck is that sometimes if you get Battle Rage and Acolyte of Pain out early, and you get to draw more than 1 card from the Acolyte of Pain, and cast that Battle Rage, you kinda use all your cards up a little too quickly, end up having like way too many cards in your hand. It gets a little bit crazy. But again, Acolyte of Pain kinda synergizes well with things like Whirlwind, things like Inner Rage, things like the Cruel Taskmaster. Then there's a Flesh-Eating Ghoul, which once again gets buffed up when something dies. The Frothin Berserker gets buffed up whenever anything takes damage. Really good. And the Cult Master. Now the Cult Master is also one of those that I thought of removing. I would actually remove like a Cult Master and then add something like... Let me show you. What I'd actually love to add. But I don't want to craft him. Grommash Hellscream would be amazing in this deck. Really, really good. I love this card. One of my favorite legendaries. Then, some things would also just work really well. Like the Gurubashi Berserker, for instance. Just a great card in a deck like this. And a couple of others. But for the time being, this is what we're going with. Things like the Raging Worgen. Also kinda good. But for the time being, this is what we're going with. And I want to show you how it's been working. Because in my honest opinion, it is a ton of fun to play, and I've had reasonably high success rates with it. I have. Haven't played it today yet. Haven't played it for a couple of days. But I'm sure I remember how. Now, I don't know if you guys got to look at the mana curve there, but there's nothing above 4. And the only thing on 4 is the Cult Master. So, sometimes you get super unlucky in that you have someone against you with a whole lot of removal, and then it just gets really difficult to deal with. This is tough. Obviously, I'm going to keep the golden card so that I can look cool against my opponent here. But it's tough because I'm not sure if I want the Young Priestess. You know what? Let's take it. Let's take a chance and let's take it. That is not bitter. What the heck? So at least I can coin both priestesses out if I want. I'm gonna do it. Taking a bit of a chance here. But that's kind of cool because they're gonna be buffing each other up now. Makes them slightly harder to kill. And I do not think he can kill one of them now. He could have an arcane shot. He could. But this is it. This is the turn that he needs to cast it in. So I was lucky. Oh, well, that's very nice. Now I could get the weapon out, but I could rather just armor up. Now let's do the weapon thing. I hope he doesn't have a ooze. Look at that. 2 3s already. Now I can't remember if multi-shot is 4 mana or 3. I think it's 4 with deadly shot being at 3. So he won't be able to just deal with these immediately. But now the fact that I put the weapon out kind of alerted him to the fact that I'm ready for this. Which I am. I'm more than ready for this. Oh, looky here. First things first. Then, it's probably time to do this. Now I can Battle Rage to draw 2 cards already, but that, I would say, is not a good use of it. Now, you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm not going to play the Acolyte of Pain yet. And the reason for that is because I want both of these to be above 2, 3. I want them to be 2, 4, so that the multi-shot won't be able to kill them both.
More training. More training.
Huh. Job's done. Unless the multi-shot is 4 damage, am I just remembering that incorrectly? That would suck. That would really suck. If it was 3 and he did it, and he damaged those 2... Ooh, here we go, here we go. Be Misha. Ah, tougher. Is he gonna trade? Oh, dude. Well, he needed to put a stop to that. He needed to end that little dream run of mine as quick as possible. Now, the deck isn't working yet, in that I don't really... There's gonna be more damage. And I want that to get more health. In that I don't really have any good combinations going yet, because it was a bit of a weird start. But, hey. Thus far, I suppose things are going well. I just want him to get something out that's not quite as big, so that I can do some damage to something here. Okay. I'm kind of cool with that. And here I'm sitting with 2 rampages, unable to use them. Wow. Maybe it's time for Battle Rage. Let's do it. Get in all my removal. Wow. It's fine. It's fine. When he does eventually play something, it's going down. But this is such a weak showing for this deck. It's capable of so much more. Look at him spending 2 cards on just this one. Because I can execute that silly little rhinoceros in this turn. I want to get this out.
Pain, speak to me.
You know what?
Made to fit.
I might not even execute it. I'm gonna save the execute. Because why the heck not? Then the next turn, hopefully he plays something, I can whirlwind, I can double rampage, and kill him. This is it! It's happening. Imagine I draw a battle rage now. Oh my goodness. This is it. Okay. Okay. So, whirlwind. Slam. That's 3. That leaves me on 5. Shall we do it? Let's slam first. No, let's whirlwind first. Get a bit of armor. Get that card draw. Double slammage. Is that even a thing? Double slammage. That sounds tasty. Here we go. Oh wow. Oh wow. The most valuable Acolyte of Pain ever. Look at that. This guy just never stops giving. Never stops giving. So I'm thinking, it's about time that we... start doing things. And by things I mean damage.
Strike.
To our opponent. Now I've set this up in such a way that a explosive shot could just end everything, which is fine. And I actually kind of assume he's got one. Oh! No, he's still got 5 mana left. He could still explosive shot. No, instead he's gonna Sea Giant, which I'm once again perfectly okay with. And if he trades both of these for that one, well, I'm okay with it. Crazy. This Acolyte of Pain has been, wow, a blessing. So here we go. It is, once again, as they say, happening.
Bring the pain.
Thanks, guy. Thanks. Your brother has just joined me. He's gonna make himself a little bit useful. Is it time to execute, or do I want to slam? There's no point. You know, I don't need to slam. No reason to do so. And now, what I'm doing is, I'm gonna take it slow.
Let the pain speak to me.
That's it. Cheerio! Oh, see you around, buddy. See you around. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is SuperBUFF. Now, I must tell you, right the heck now, that one thing we didn't see in play that makes all the difference is the Frothing Berserker. Probably the most powerful or potent card in this deck. The Master Swordsmith also does some pretty fun stuff at times. Especially if you can get this up along with the Young Priestess, Sis, 2 of them. It's pretty good. But I would say that that game was an accurate representation of how my games have been going thus far. It's not the most solid deck ever. There are a few modifications I could potentially make that would probably make it a better deck. As I said to you before, I could add that legendary. Things like the Gurubashi Berserker and a couple of other cards would make it more solid, both early and late game, but the way it's set up now is just pure fun. Now I'm definitely going to record another video with a couple more games of that deck in, and if I end up playing more friendlies against whoever, probably use that as well. So beware if you're one of the people I play against. But that's it. Kind of short video this time around, I know, but I don't want to jump into another game and perhaps tarnish this deck's reputation with a loss. I don't know. I don't know if I'm that confident with it yet, but that's it. Check back here soon for more. Let me know what you think about SuperBUFF Volume 1. What modifications would you make? Would you leave it as is? Would you say the only thing missing is gold? Does every single card in this deck need to be gold? Perhaps? Maybe. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Happy that.